team has scored record results in the courtroom, and our Google rating is excellent. Injured? Call me right now. Call 222-HURT right now.
News 12, voted best weather coverage by the Georgia Association of Broadcasters. From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Coming up all new at 6 o'clock, our first alert weather team tracking some rain heading our way.
But the threat did not stop the Augusta Irish Heritage Society earlier today. They kicked off their annual St. Patrick's Day parade through downtown this afternoon.
And when the parade wrapped up, the party kept going. News 12's Hallie Turner live for us downtown at the Augusta Common.
Hallie, even the fountain near the James Brown mural turned green for St. Patrick's Day. So how are things going now on Broad Street?
Well, today's been a crazy day. It's been nonstop foot traffic since I arrived here around about 10 o'clock. Families from all over, whether they came for the parade, they were in the parade, they definitely stayed for what's to come after. We've got funnel cakes, we've got airbrush tattoos, jumpy houses, and so much more. But it really is a community effort all coming together, and that's what I saw today. Music, beads, green drinks, and candy showers filled the streets in Augusta Thursday afternoon.
I'm very excited. The parade is the best thing that Augusta does at least once a year.
Hundreds of floats showcasing Augusta roots and Irish history.
It brings together a lot of families, Irish families, with the Irish American Society, and Augusta together, whether they're Irish or not.
As children flock to the streets ready to collect showers of candy and beads.
What I hear is they're looking for candy.
Vocals, bagpipes, shamrocks, and more, showing creativity spanning far and wide.
We have a big inflatable with the rainbow and the thing, and we represent our family and our business.
It's a day most don't want to miss.
I mean, this is my biggest holiday of the year. I love dressing up. I love, just mingling and, seeing folks celebrate.
I mean, really?
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's just a good deal.
Well, I haven't been given an end time yet, so the party is still going on out here tonight. I'm not sure when it ends or if the rain will call that, but if you're hungry or you want somewhere to go and have some fun, the Augusta Common looks like your place to be.
Looks like fun. I think the schedule says 10 o'clock, but the rain may have something to say about that as well.
Right, Riley, how's it looking? We see a pretty mean green wall there behind you, and it's not St. Patrick's Day themed.
Yeah, unfortunately so, guys. We got lucky with staying dry for the Augusta parade today, but you're pressing your luck if you're trying to go out in just about 10 minutes.
Riley, thanks a lot. With all the people downtown for St. Patrick's Day, businesses have been preparing for a surge in customers.
News 12 Taylor Martin is on Broad Street with how today's festivities are bringing along an economic boom to these local businesses.
Bigger crowds and bigger sales. It's the case for multiple businesses downtown as people gather for today's St. Patrick's Day parade, and restaurants say they're all in on the celebration. As floats roll down Tailfair and Broad, sales roll in for restaurants downtown. According to the National Retail Federation, 61% of consumers are celebrating St. Patrick's Day this year, spending an average of $43.48 per person.
It definitely feels like, a busier revenue day, but, it sweetens the pot.
Brianna Newton says while Phenomenal and Taco Cat are some of the newest spots downtown, they still feel the impact with big events like this.
Lots of families, larger groups, so we do staff up a little bit more in order to anticipate that need.
Tyrese Thomas with Pizza Joint says they're expecting nearly double their normal sales today.
Normal Friday is only 6,500, and today we're going to be at 8 to 10.
It's a reality Asian Brown with the Brunch House of Augusta says they're grateful for.
It feels great to know that we have a supportive city behind us, and without local businesses, which we are the backbone of the economy, so keeping us strong is keeping a strong community.
While today's parade is the start of a huge month for local businesses, Tyrese says this is only a taste of what's to come in the next few weeks.
When it comes to Masters, right now I've just been hiring staff, so I just want to make sure we're staffed for Masters because that is our busiest time of the year. Like, nothing compares to Masters week here.
And restaurants also say days like today help them prepare better for the Masters in just a couple of weeks. Reporting in Augusta, Taylor Martin on your side.
Good times downtown. Now, today's parade might not have happened without some help from city leaders. Organizers with the Irish Heritage Society asked the city to pay for Richmond County deputies to serve as security.
The city did end up covering the cost of security, but some city leaders worry it could lead to a slippery slope with other downtown events. And groups asking for a handout. Security for the St. Patrick's Day Parade cost the city $3,500. In the same meeting, city leaders also approved $20,000 to pay for security at the Juneteenth celebration this summer. We crunched the numbers to see what it would cost for the city to foot the bill on all other major downtown events throughout the year and found it would come out to about $21,000 total.
We have new information in the case of a man accused of killing his wife Wednesday night. The GBI investigating a shootout between Sean Gunn and Richmond County deputies after law enforcement responded to a shooting at the home there on Brandywine Place. Authorities say Gunn was injured in that shooting. He was detained and taken to a hospital for treatment, and the GBI says he's now been booked into Richmond County Jail. Investigators also revealing they found his wife's body in an upstairs bathroom. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office says 48-year-old Common Gunn was found murdered in her home during that domestic incident Wednesday night. Friends remembering her as a woman full of grace and determination.
Crews battled a house fire on Whispering Pines Terrace in Aiken earlier today. Dispatch says the call came in around 10:30 this morning. They had the fire under control by the time our cameras got there, but you could see they were still putting some water on some hot spots. Officials say no one was hurt, but not much of the home is left standing. No word yet on how that fire started. Today was the day students from the Medical College of Georgia found out where they're going for their residency.
And this year, Match Day is special because the class of 23 started their first year of med school during the pandemic. News 12's Wrdw was at SRP Park this morning to find out what the future holds for these future doctors.
It's the most important day for fourth-year medical students. It's Match Day 2023. Let the games begin. And it's a chance to let loose.
I'm a teddy bear with a cutie pie, a sweetheart, and a rose. It's actually a rough hem, so the zipper starts up here, comes all the way down.
This is where 177 MCG students like Taylor Patterson will receive the letter of a lifetime.
Very nervous, nerve-wracking. My heart is beating very fast.
It decides where their next stop is for their career. And they have to wait until noon to open it.
3, 2, 1.
During the celebration, Taylor's dad held on tight to a newspaper clipping from 30 years ago.
This was my match day. It's even better with him. I mean, it's just sweet success in a complete circle. It's just amazing. You know, it's a lot of emotion.
But there were plenty of unknowns for this group.
All of our in-person classes ended up going to virtual.
In their first year, COVID closed classrooms.
It was a tough adaptation, to be honest. You know, med school was already a steep learning curve, so going through that in our first year was definitely tough.
They banded together to stick it out, to get that letter with their name on it.
And still study, go to lectures with all the stuff going on in the world, but just showed the resiliency of our class. This really is a special class.
At SRP Park, Will Rio on your side.
And see, even future doctors love a free t-shirt. It's universal. MCG tells us this was also the first time medical students in the Peach Scholar program were matched. Those students will do their residencies in rural and underserved parts of the state.
Congratulations to all of them. You know, next month is Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month, and data shows Richmond County with the most cases of commercial sexual exploitation of children in the entire state of Georgia, even more than Atlanta. Fortunately, there are organizations here like Child Enrichment working to help kids in and around Augusta. I sat down with the executive director to learn how they're doing that.
We recruit and train community volunteers to advocate for kids in foster care. We know if a kid has a CASA advocate, they're going to spend half as long as they normally would in the foster care system.
We also talked about the new facility they're building here. They started building that last year, and about how you can help this organization as they help children. Watch my latest one-on-one Sunday morning, 6 and 7 o'clock, and then later on the website in the app, just search one-on-one.
Coming up, a staple in downtown Aiken is issuing a last call, while the owner says they're closing their doors for good. Plus, breakfast at the Gallops kicks off a busy couple of weeks for our local horse racing community.
And we have stayed dry most of today, but we are tracking widespread rain heading our way the rest of this evening into tonight. Full forecast just after the break. Next week, next Thursday and Friday, should be back in the 80s.
Well, check this out. A middle school student from Columbia County just became Georgia's spelling bee champion. The State Association of Educators says 13-year-old Cy Lacomsetti from Stallings Island Middle in Martinez beat out all the other contestants from all over Georgia. He goes on to represent Georgia in the National Spelling Bee in Maryland. Way to go. Our local horse community getting ready for the Aiken Trials to return this weekend. And then the steeplechase is the weekend after that. The Aiken training track just kicking off the season with the annual Breakfast at the Gallops.
Equestrian fans got the chance to see the trainers and riders ahead of the busy couple of weeks. News 12's Will Volk stopped by to check it all out.
The sun is rising. The food is steaming.
Breakfast at the Gallops really kicks off this big weekend.
Bill Goofarb is president of the Aiken Training Track, where these horses have been training for months.
They come here unbroken when they're a year old, and then in the fall they learn to have a saddle put on them. They learn to have a rider put on them.
Then they get on track. But Goodfarb says until now, they haven't been in front of crowds this big.
And this is a good experience for them because they're not used to seeing this many people here.
And it's just been such a wonderful experience so far.
National horse racing analyst Acacia Comont is here visiting Aiken for the first time.
To highlight the great grounds that are available here in Aiken, the great training opportunities, what a great place it is for horses and for humans to spend their time.
Humans are enjoying a little food and getting ready for a big time of year in Aiken, while horses are finding out what a racetrack is like before they start racing. In Aiken, Will Volk on your side.
And the Aiken Trials are tomorrow at the Aiken Training Track. The first race is scheduled for noon.
Racing season is back. The second round of the Junior Invitational at Sage Valley in the books now. Coming up, we're going to hear from a young man who's following in his father's footsteps. Next in sports.
And after 26 years, the Aiken Brewing Company says it's closing for good. Up next, we'll take you there live where the owner's using St. Patrick's Day to go out with a bang.
Your safety, yes, and streaming on Paramount Plus.
A well-loved restaurant in downtown Aiken closing its doors for good.
Yeah, let's have to hear about this. The owner of the Aiken Brewing Company says St. Patrick's Day will be the last big party. News 12's Nick Velan joins us live now.
So, Nick, this place has been around for a long time. I'm sure people there are not happy about its closing.
Yeah, Richard, it's a bittersweet occasion for sure. You can see the amount of people coming out for the last day. Inside, it is packed, overflowing with people on the outside, celebrating St. Patrick's Day and celebrating the 26th year of the Aiken Brewing Company. But it's also a very sad occasion here as well, because everyone here knows that tomorrow it'll all be gone.
Come out, enjoy it, don't cry.
Dave Berry has been a customer at the Aiken Brewing Company since day one.
The original pub opened on St. Patty's Day. I was here that day.
26 years later, many more have become regulars.
I used to have my cigar every Friday for the last 7 years.
We spent anniversaries here, birthdays here. My son turned 21 here.
The owner, after so many years, says he's closing down due to what he says are historic issues with the building.
We're here to celebrate. It's not a funeral, it's a celebration. So everyone come down and have a ball. Get it while you can.
And after closing, he knows the impact this brewing company has had.
The friends, the family, the tens of thousands of people I've met, the thousands of people I've hired and put on a better path. It's tough, but it's time to go.
26 years of a place that welcomed in so many and made them feel at home.
The brew pub has always been like Cheers. Like everybody knows your name. They know exactly what you like. They know what you're gonna order.
Right now it's bittersweet, sad, but I'm proud to have been the brewer here in Aiken.
I have no idea where I'm going to go for beer next week.
Yeah, the owner says that last call will be around 1 a.m. this morning. And that will be the last chance for those regulars to say goodbye to the Aiken Brewing Company one last time.
On your side.